everybody, I'm Laura Trump coming to you from Studio 45 at Trump Tower in New York City. In America, our freedoms wouldn't be secure if not for the sacrifices of the men and women in uniform who defend our liberties. That's why Donald Trump is so committed to our veterans and active duty personnel each and every day. Joining me to discuss the needs of combat veterans and today's fighting force is a veteran Navy SEAL and the founder of Lone Survivor Foundation, Marcus Luttrell. Marcus, we are so excited to have you on. First of all, thank you for your service to our country. We owe everything to you and everybody that serves in our great military, and we're excited to get you on today.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. And thanks for letting me serve and do all that. I had a blast. Coming from my background and how I was raised, it was just an honor to walk on that battlefield.
Oh, we love to hear that. And I know so many people feel the same way you do that serve our great military. But we've learned a lot about the invisible injuries of combat trauma over the years, which affect 1 out of 3 returning combat veterans. This is something that you're very focused on. Tell us about the wounds that these warriors face.
We automatically cover up our injuries so we don't burden the people next to us with it, right? And it just kind of exacerbates inside of us. Because on the outside, if you got somebody who can see it, then they'll address it. They won't let you suffer like that.
Right.
And as soldiers, we're kind of taught to kind of swallow that hardship, and then we'll deal with it later. Especially with the combat trauma, the brain trauma injuries. My brother, he was a SEAL for a long time. Now he's a cognitive neuroscientist, and he's actually trying to fix all of us, and he's doing a really good job with it so far. I mean, it's pretty amazing how far we've come with that. And I think the biggest thing is that people just the shame. They feel some kind of shame that they've been injured.
Thank God for our men and women in uniform every single day. I have in my family so many of my cousins and uncles have served our military and still serve our military today. So I am incredibly proud of everything they do and so grateful to them. And for what you're doing, Marcus, you're finally addressing the needs of these warriors. You founded the Lone Survivor Foundation, named after your best-selling book and movie that I'm sure so many people have seen and read. But you're addressing the needs of these warrior men and women through your foundation. Tell me a little bit about that.
Let's start off my own experience, just like you said. I mean, take risks to die if necessary. That was the sexiest part about that job. And there were times, like I said, I'm the lone survivor. I was like, I didn't make it out of there. Y'all had to come get us and me. I mean, I was just laying there waiting, and I'll never forget that. And that's what people kind of overlook is they think or they assume that I'm at this position now that I stopped. I just got here and everything's smooth and easy. The only easy day was yesterday. I get up in the morning and start with the basics, as in putting my feet on the ground.
The fact that you've recognized after all that you've been through, how important it is to group people together and to support one another, and that you're doing that with your foundation is truly helping so many people out there you probably don't even know. Now, I want to talk to you about something else because President Trump just signed the Prevents Initiative, which he described as a national call to action to end the tragedy of veteran suicides. We know this is a big, big problem for our veterans. What are your thoughts about this new initiative that the president has put forward?
Sure. Anything that addresses that problem. I mean, just put that in your head. And when we say it out loud, it kind of goes over everybody. It's kind of like our debt. When people say what our debt is, they're like, oh, it's just a number. It's not really. Neither is this. Because you're talking about your warriors. I mean, these are your warriors coming back, right, and doing this. Not getting killed on the combat line, coming back and doing that to themselves. Which means they've taken all of the strength that it took to stay on line and face combat, and they turned it backwards to where they take their life. And, oh, yeah, that absolutely needs to be addressed. Because I think what happens is the one thing, and this is what I found about myself. I mean, like I said, I'm not special, so it might resonate with a lot of other people, is in the military what they do is they teach us that if you're not doing something, then something's not getting done. All right. And that anxiety that comes over the top of you, meaning like, okay, my friends aren't I'm not doing something, right? When in reality, like, you've done everything so you can just take a break, like relax. That's the one thing we don't learn how to do is relax, because it's just, I mean, you actually have to have orders to go home on leave to relax, and you just can't do that. That's that hole that kind of gets filled in there. And what you're looking for when you get back is a purpose, is something to do. And literally, soldiers need to be told what to do. When you walk through hell with somebody, All right, you're connected. You can be born with somebody and that's your blood, but you spill blood and shed blood with people, well, then that's your family too. And the hardest thing is because we're from every walk of life in this country, when we get out, they separate us and we go back to that whole concept, right? And it's just it's basically getting your battle rhythm back and having something to do. People think that I go crazy. Well, my sword and my shield belong to this country, and now it belongs to my wife. So I get up in the morning, she has a honey-do list. I check the tire pressure in her car every morning, put gas in it, get the kids off to school. She gets breakfast in bed. I'm not making this up. This is how I...
Is this a Husband of the Year commercial? This is amazing, Marcus. I love it. What a lucky lady you have. That's incredible.
Oh, man, I got so lucky when I met her on a blind date. I know you know this. I was like, I asked her to marry me right then and there. And then each person in your life is kind of like a stone, right? They're either going to sharpen you, they're going to dull you. And ladies, y'all polish us out. I mean, I come from a matriarchal family. The women run the show here. I mean, run it. I never saw my father unless he had to came in to beat me back into shape because I got out of line with the women around here. And y'all are our greatest gift.
Wow. Well,
they have done studies over time. It's called prison. That's what happens when they pull women away from men. We separate and we kill each other. All right. You put one woman in the mix and everyone will calm down. You want to solve all the problems we have in this country. Always err on the side of what our women want and to protect our children.
That is great advice. President Trump, as we know, loves the military, loves our veterans. He once again demonstrated his commitment to rebuild our military with a defense budget of $750 billion proposed for fiscal year 2020. How important is this to the men and women defending our nation to know that they have the support of the president behind them 100%, that he's willing to do anything he can to support them and really wants to rebuild our military?
We love that man. We love our president. And if any president who shows the military the attention that he does, or any past president, right? This doesn't have to have a side on it either.
Yeah.
This is the president. If you understand what we are and what our purpose is, just like he does, then he, in my opinion, we love him.
Oh.
Great president. He's going through a lot of stuff right now. Next time you talk to him, tell him keep his head up and keep pushing forward.
I will. I always do, but I will, specifically from you.
With him and his support for the military is fantastic, because if you support us, that means we'll fight hard for you. If you think about that, people who step up, sign up, we don't have to do that.
That's true.
If you're willing to go die for somebody, you better hope to God they're willing to die for you.
Marcus, your outlook on life, everything that you have done is truly incredible. I think we can all learn a lot from you. And as I said whenever we first started talking, I will say it again, thank you for your sacrifice, for your service to our country. We would not be here without you and without people like you. So please continue doing what you're doing. I will tell the president to keep his head up and keep moving forward, but we all know that the harder they fight him, the harder he's going to fight back, and you're right. The more they push him, the more he'll get done for this country. So thank you for joining us today. And again, thank you for everything that you're doing for our veterans, for the incredible support for our military, and thank you for your service to this country.
You bet. God bless you. I'll take care. Thank you.
The torch of freedom continues to burn thanks to our heroic warriors. Let's follow the lead of our Commander-in-Chief and support them after they've protected us. That's the real news for today. I'm Laura Trump from Studio 45 at Trump Tower in New York City. Thanks for joining us, everybody.